What's good, Tube? Welcome back. Let's get into this. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Big Al's Barber channel. Guys, today's a special edition. Still not back to work, guys. Still not back to work. I'm in California, so we're on lockdown still, so we're just not working. So I decided to come down here today and do a video for you guys. I had a special request from one of my subscribers that they wanted me to discuss what it's gonna be like, what to take the state board test, guys. So that's what this segment's gonna be about. It's about state board. So when you go take your test, guys, I'm gonna talk about California because that's the state I'm in. That's what I know about. I don't really know the hours. I know every state is different. Every state is governed different. So it just depends on what state you're in. But here in California, when you go to take your state board test, there's two ways of take your state board test. One is going to barber school. Go to barber school. It's going to cost you. It's going to be $1,500, guys. And the school you can go to is any private school. You can go to an adult school. You just got to clock in those 1,500 hours. Learn about sanitation. They're going to teach you how to cut. They're going to teach you all the basics. You're not really going to learn how to cut there that great. You're going to learn when you get out on the streets. So first thing is that. Second way is become an apprentice. Become an apprentice. You go to a master barber and you ask them to sponsor you. They bring you into their shop. You do your hours there. Plus, you got to do 500 hours at school still. And then the other 3,500 hours are done here at the barbershop. That's the easy way. The apprentice way is a better way, I think, because you're making money, you're working, you're getting shop experience. School, I mean, that's a traditional way. That's the way I went to school. That's where still a lot of people go. The majority, I think, 90% go through barber school still. I still think barber school is the way to go. Apprenticeship is better if you're an adult, you have kids, and you have somebody who's going to help you. If you're like in a family of barbers, then go the apprentice way. Like I brought my daughter in. My daughter actually went to barber school. She didn't go to apprentice, but I've had like my son-in-law Raul. He's an apprentice right now. My son Dave's coming in as an apprentice because they're going to be under my tutelage. But that's the other way of doing it. So once you get into barber school and you get through, you're gonna go to take state board tests, guys. State board test. State board test is nerve-wracking. It's a two-part test here in California. Probably in most states are too. It's a practical, and then there's the practical, and then there's the written part. The written part is usually done on computers, multiple choice. Usually about in California, if I remember correctly, it's 50 questions. I went through the state board test in 2003, which is almost 20 years now, guys. 2003 is when I took my state board. It's a little different than it is now. I'll tell you about when I went. When I went to state board, it was totally different. It was you had to take actual client in there with you, bring a model, and you had to give them a haircut and do an actual shave, a full shave on their face. You had to do coloring. You had to show that you knew how to do coloring. You had to show sanitation. It was a crazy test back in the day. Even my daughter, when she went through, which is about 8 years ago, they're still doing the test like that. They were doing it on the actual person. Now I heard that you do it on a model, so it's a little bit easier. You don't actually have to do a shave. You just have to do the motions. You have to show, sanitations. Sanitation is ultimately the most important thing, guys. They're teaching you how to be sanitary for when you get out here, you could be safe for your clients. When I went through the test, I'll give you little things about when I went through the test. When I went through the test, I was nerve-wracked. I passed it the first time. I'm not gonna lie, I passed it the first time, but I thought I failed it because I had an incident during the practical where I pulled my machine and all my stuff that was sitting on my SMA, which is where you set up your stuff, got thrown on the floor. And I thought right there and then, I said, I lost. I'm done. But I handled it the right way. What I did is I stopped what I was doing. I put everything in the soil container and cleaned up, washed my hands, and handled it the proper way. And by doing that, I saved myself. There I was, I dropped everything on the floor and I thought to myself like, oh shit. I think I even remember, I yelled out like, oh shit. I said it loud to where like, everybody just looked at me and said, what the hell? But you know, I handled it the right way, guys. I picked everything up, put it in a soil container, washed my hands, you know, and went on with my services. And I used what I had. You know, there was a few things that I dropped on the floor that I still needed for the other services that I paid it off. So there you're gonna be taking your practical, they're gonna give you in California they're gonna give you like a notebook, and it's gonna have all your services that you have to do right there. And back in the day, well, I don't know how it is exactly how it is now, but the way it was when I went through was it said like first is you start off with your shave, then you had to do a facial, then we had to do a shave facial, and then from there we went to the haircut. From the haircut, you had to show you how to use a curling iron, you had to use color. You had to do all these different services on the person. And then once you're done with that, you had a break, hour or two, and then you had to go do the written part. Now the written parts, most people fail the written part and pass the practical because they're not prepared. You know, they think that they're gonna wing it and that and this. And actually the written part is probably the easiest part, guys. A lot of it is common sense. They throw questions at you, they're gonna try to trick you. You just gotta use your common sense. Usually it'll be a multiple choice and there's 4 answers. You know, 2 of them are ridiculous, and then there's 2 that are gonna be close. And you gotta, you know, you could do the process of elimination and get the right answer there. But the best way to prepare for the written part, guys, is when you go to school, they're gonna give you a book, a textbook. Then they're gonna give you a little small book. That small book is like a test book, and that one has questions and answers on it. That's where your written part is right there. Those are the answers to all your written questions. They might not be in the same exact order, but they're gonna be the same type of questions. So what I did when I went to barber school, and this is what I recommend for you guys to do, is you get that small book, and there's gonna be a lot of questions. There's gonna be like 400 questions on there and answers. What you gotta do is take the initiative and make flashcards. I bought 3x5 index cards. I would write the question on one side, on the back side I would write the answer. And I had a whole stack. It was like this big. I'm not even lying to you guys. It was like this stack, and I was walking around with that at school, and I had my flashcards, and I just start reading them, bam, bam, and I would read the question. If I knew the answer, I would turn it over, and what I would do is write the question and write the 4 multiple choices in the front right there, so I could see what the questions and the answers were, and I would have to pick A, B, C, or C, and then I would put in the back, I would put C, so I would know. And then what I would do is start doing them, boom, boom. And the ones I got right, I would put in one stack, and the ones I got wrong, I'll put in another stack. So what I would do is go through all the rights, bam, 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 and got those all right, and then I would go to the wrongs and do those until I passed all of those. And eventually you'll do them all, and you'll learn every single question, guys. I didn't say I aced mine, but I passed it pretty easily. I thought the written part was super easy, but it was because I prepared myself with flashcards. And I'm telling you, that's the secret, is flashcards. It seems like a pain in the ass, and it is a lot of work because you got to write all those questions and answers down. But tell you guys, it's worth it. It is worth it. I encourage you guys to do that, guys. So when I went to my test, like I told you guys, I went in there and I dropped that. And they don't tell you right away if you pass. So from there you go and you take a break, and then you go take your written test. So when I went in with a written test, I had a big thing on my shoulders saying like, oh, I failed the practical, man. I failed it. I failed it. I dropped that thing down. I thought for sure they were gonna fail me for that. So but after you take both tests, then they give you like another break, and then they grade everything. Here in California, I don't know how it is in your state, like I said, but they grade you, then they send you off for a little while, and they bring you back, and then they'll announce whether you passed or not. If you pass, you get your license right there and there that same day. If you fail, then you go home. And I know a lot of people that fail. One of my brothers failed the first time. My daughter passed it the first time too. She passed the first time. I passed it the first time. One of my barbers here, he failed it twice before he got it. He was actually an apprentice. He's the first apprentice that actually got his license with me. So guys, it's just a process. Everybody has to go through with it. If you're gonna go to barber school, I encourage you to go to barber school. Barber school is cool. Barber school is to me, it was like going back to high school. I was 30 years old when I went to barber school, and to me, it was like going back to high school 10 years later. I thought it was awesome. It was an experience, and if you work hard and you do your hours, don't mess around, don't miss days. You know, think of it as a job. You have to go there to do your hours. You got to do if they let you do 8 hours a day, do them. If they allow you to do 10 hours a day, do 10 hours. When I went, I used to go from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. That's 12 hours. I used to clock in 11 and a half hours a day, a half hour lunch. So I got through my 1,500 hours in probably like, I think it was like 11 months. I got through quick, but I wasn't messing around. I wasn't. I got out of there and, you know, I wasn't even working when I was in barber school. I wasn't. I was just kicking back, not doing anything. I was just working, going to school, and that was it. I didn't work as far as like a lot of people that were going to barber school were already working in barbershops. I wasn't. So when I went to state board, I was super green, guys. I had not even clocked in one single barbershop hour yet. I didn't start working at a barbershop till the day after I passed my state board. The day after I started passing my state board, that's the day I went to work at my uncle's. Called him up, and he had a chair for me right there. So that was my first experience as a barbershop. So, but if you guys are in barber school and if you can find a shop locally around your neighborhood or your house or whatever, and see if they'll give you a Sunday job, let you work, put some hours in on Sunday. A lot of times barbershops that are open on Sunday, they need people for Sundays because the regular barbers don't want to work Sundays. So that's a good opportunity for you to start getting clocking in some haircuts, because when you're going to school, the thing is to just clock in reps. You want to get reps, guys. Reps is so important. The more reps you do, the better you're gonna get at it. The more experience you're gonna get, the more money you're gonna make. You know, the faster you're gonna get. Then you really start doing good. But don't give up. Study for your state board. Do the flashcards. The flashcards is the key, guys. I'm telling you. If you do flashcards, you'll pass that test easy. The practical, just, you know, there's like here in California, there's a place here called Jazzy Beauty, and they work with you. They'll have classes there to help you prepare you for state board. If you have places like that around you, I encourage you to do those classes before you state your state board, because they're going to tell you exactly what you're going to have to do during the state board. They're going to not tell you how to pass it, but they're going to tell you what to expect. They're going to go step by step and tell you what's going to happen during the test. And that's what you need. You need that proper coaching, that proper guidance, so that you can pass that test. When my apprentices come here, I teach them how to cut hair. I teach them about sanitation. I teach them about running the business. I teach them about all that. I encourage them to take extra classes. I always tell them to do as many classes as you can, because, you know, us as barbers, styles are always changing. Everything always changes, and you always got to be on the top of your game. So with all you new guys out there coming into the industry, I welcome you into the barber world, of the barber life. Like I always tell everybody, the barber life, there's no other life like it, guys. Even right now during this pandemic and things are shut down and we're not working, you know, I miss my job. I love my job, and you know, it's the best job in the world. But you know, we got to do our part too. You know, we have to be responsible as business owners and as barbers, because, you know, we're in charge of our clients, and our client safety is always first. But guys, that's it for this video. I hope it helps you out. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Big Al's Barber channel is here always to help you guys in any way that I can. Whenever you guys have questions about machines, you guys have any questions about hair cutting, if you guys want me to make a certain type of video that you guys need me to talk about, leave it in the description, guys. I answer everybody. But with that being said, I appreciate every single one of you guys. God bless, stay safe, and we'll see you guys on the next video.